Like
Now, the movie theater I was in, there was a black girl to like a couple seats to the right. She had a blanket with her, and when that fucking windshield wiper went and they showed
Yeah.
the Wolfman's face, all I heard was, "Oh Jesus!" I was like,
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
"What?"
Chris, I know where you at there. The cold is hitting you guys that hard.
I said, well, shit fire. You
Well-
cold, I'm cold. What the matter? The horse is cold. Django.
Well, Chris got blasted with some snow. I don't know if you got snow in where you are, Marcos, but like
Of
it's
course,
chilly here.
we're
But
in the
it's not
first
that bad.
place. So I was in New York with the wife this past weekend. We wanted to
Which
check
wife?
out my only wife.
let me not get you in trouble.
I'm not. So, so we went to Radio City Music Hall to go see another
dope.
podcast live because that's what she's into.
Yeah.
Like it's called Giggly Squad, like a girl podcast. It was pretty cool, and the weekend was dope. But then like Friday was amazing. Saturday during the day was cool, but then the sun went away like at 5, and it got brick. Like
Yeah, man. Like I think we forget sometimes. Like, you know, I take for granted that I live in Florida and it's warm a lot of times,
Yeah.
but it's February. It's cold everywhere else. It's just now hitting Orlando. Like, you know,
Yeah.
there's a chance this week, like this, we might get some snow in Orlando. I'm kind of hoping.
Why? That's not a good thing.
It is a good thing.
It's not. That means global warming.
No, it just means it's the Earth. The Earth is like mutating. That's all it is.
Oh, man.
The earth is mutating.
Yeah, it's
I
just-
don't like how that sounds.
no, it's just changing shape. It's going from a sphere
Like,
to oblong.
I have my hands in the pocket of my what is it? These are called
what is that, Snuggie.
no, it's a shirt jacket. It's a shacket.
I don't know what that-
Okay.
It's
You
like
talking about my hoodie? You the one trying to just get. You got layers. I know you got that hood. You got the hat on. All you need is the
Yeah.
white face paint. You look like the dude from Dead Presidents.
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh,
I'm
you know what?
actually. I'm
Hell
in,
yeah.
I'm in a reunion for that later. No, I'm actually wearing a long sleeve, what some of you guys would call thermals, under this. But I don't like wearing like t-shirts under it, so I wear like an undershirt under the under the thermal.
So what do you call it if you don't call it thermal?
Well, I just call it
Long underwear?
sleeve. Yeah, long sleeve shirt.
Long underwear, like they do in the westerns.
A thick long sleeve shirt, because thermals, the actual thermals, are not meant to be worn outside. Those are the ones that you get that come in the pack. Like this is a shirt
Yeah.
that
Since
like
when? Since when?
Long
this
johns?
is like this is
Hold
a
on,
shirt
wait,
that I got.
Time
Oh,
out. We all over the age of 35. Didn't Foot Locker sell things for like $5 for $20? Long john shirts, all
Yeah.
different colors. I know because I had them.
Yeah, they call
Well,
waffle.
they
shirts.
were
Called
those
waffle.
are called long sleeve textured t-shirts. Because thermals are meant to be worn under your real clothes.
But that
Right.
one was made to be worn like a regular shirt.
Yeah, because that's what urban society did. That's what
Yeah, urban
happened.
society. They had, urban society had everybody wearing double X tank tops.
Bro,
That shit was
I
saggy.
legit was in New York City. I go to the bathroom. Some dude, I finished washing my hands. I'm walking out, and there was a white boy
He had
wearing
preface that he washed his hands.
the white boy wearing snow goggles, cocked to the side like it's 1996 and puffy
Wow.
shiny suits, and he was wearing a hoodie with it. So I'm like, "Oh, is he coming back from skiing?" No, he's just like,
Oh,
I'm
that's a
about
dope
to
style.
kill
It
him.
looked like Naruto.
He just got out of jail.
Yeah, he looked like Naruto before the headband.
He must have went in 96 and came out and thought it was still 1996.
I don't know.
Chris
Man.
looked
He
like
might
he's
have
still
been born in
96. Chris
jail.
looked like he just got done beating up somebody for some rent.
Hey, whatever I do, my personal business is my business. Leave me alone. I look fine, okay?
Hey,
like a loan shark.
I'm not even hating. I'm not hating, but I wish I was that guy that could wear like that DMX style chain that you rocking, Chris. Like,
Oh man, my
I'm
dog
not
collar?
even hating. I can't do it. I don't like attracting attention to my big ass neck. I have big shoulders.
Yeah, no. I'm like,
Like,
how'd you measure that chain with a yardstick?
Like I don't know. Like I've never been a fan of I don't wear jewelry. Like I wear a wedding band, but I switch it out. My actual real wedding band is on my nightstand, and we only wear that. I only wear mine when it's like
For
an
fancy times.
occasion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like when
like
they go to like the buffet or some shit.
this guy. Like
No,
I have a travel ring in every single bag. Like for those
see,
of you guys that
here's the
are
question. Like I said, which one?
this guy. No, it's like the my actual wedding band. It costs a little bit of money. So what I do is I have a bunch of travel bands. Like I went and got like these black rubber bands
Hmm.
that are like because I work IT, and last thing I always take off my ring when I wash my hands, because I feel like washing your hands with your ring on, it traps the moisture under the skin or under the ring, and it's
Look,
like,
okay, you know what? I gotta stop this right now because I started drinking and I got a whole bunch of inside jokes that I don't think anybody's ready to hear.
all right.
Because the only moisture you need is when you stick it somewhere where it makes it feel good.
All right. So on that note,
Well, with that being
Welcome,
said, hold on. With that being said, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy
oh
Sarat,
god,
aka Makazi.
your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta.
your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid, the man on the couch, the permanent guest that never leaves.
Yeah, we were talking about traveling, Marcos. You was talking about traveling earlier, and that actually lends itself to this movie a little bit because there was a little traveling done in this
Yeah.
movie to get to a very remote place.
But hold on, Chris, what movie did we see? It was my choice, but I want you to say it.
Me?
Yeah.
We
Because
saw
you said you started drinking. I want to put you on this.
we saw the Pussy Man.
No.
Wolf Pussy. Nah.
Well, they all cats. They all cats. No, Wolf's a
Oh
dog.
my God.
Oh god. Nah, we saw Wolfman. Theaters. It actually hit this weekend, didn't it? It came
Yep.
up this
Yeah,
weekend.
yep.
Yep. It's
This
a
is I want to
Bloomhouse.
be. This is the second time since I've been a part of the show that we've actually gone to the theater and seen a movie.
Yeah.
So
Well, because okay, so when we started the pod, it was about those deep cut movies that you find on streaming that people like to forgot about or some shit like that. And so those are the ones we like to look at. But it's nice going to the theater, seeing something that just came out, so we can feel like we part of modern society at the moment.
yeah, but also Wolfman, I feel like it came under the radar, like people, like I guess it's a time period, like I am of the belief that the good classic, at least in my experience, horror movies come out between like January and March, because it's like people are not expecting them. These are movies with smaller budgets but better stories that come out and are great. Like,
No, they are, but I think one of the reasons why. Okay, first of all, back in the day, we used to have that whole like summer blockbuster. That kids are out of school, so that's where you get the most people trying to go to the theater, and then you get the around Christmas, you get the award season. You got movies that like everybody can it's dark, and then you're just not allowed stuff to do outside, so you can go to the theaters and watch movies. But I feel like nowadays it don't really matter when you release a movie. If it's good, it's good. Basically, the thing you're competing with is your competition. How close do you want to be next to these other things? And like you said, with these horror movies that are dropping between January and March, I think they do that because you don't have that Halloween competition. You have all these other movies that are hit a different emotional state. So when you have this horror movie and it's like, okay, it's a good balance, something that can counteract some of the more family friendly stuff out there.
and then I kind of did a small Google search, but I believe most of the movies that drop around this time are rated R. Like we got this one. We have Nosferatu that dropped towards the end of the year. That was rated R. We get
Maybe you
Companion.
only looking for rated R.
No,
It's like
because
Chris only looks for cartoons.
no, I'm tired of like
I won't argue that.
PG 13
Chris
movies.
Sent me a video from fucking Rescuers Down Under this morning.
Look,
Right, this is a grown man.
look. Hold on.
Hey man,
Time out. Hold on. Look, don't put me on blast like that. Dude.
You did.
No, hold on. But first of all, that's Rescuers Down Under. That's Disney. That's what 1997 maybe.
Something like that.
Look, and the part I sent you was when Joanne was going to get the eggs and took off the leap and jump and didn't make it off the cliff because all the snow I got. I opened the doors and my dog was like, "Yeah, we're going outside," and they literally was like, "Nah, we gonna stay inside today. We ain't got to use the bathroom that bad." And I had to kick them out there. Like, "Nah, get your ass out there, use the bathroom, go back inside. You ain't shit in my house. It's not happening." You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
All right. Well,
man.
speaking of dogs, we got Wolfman. Did y'all like the movie? Marco, since it was your pick, you go first.
Oh,
Did you
I
like this movie?
thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You
Thoroughly?
know, thoroughly. You know,
Okay.
I'm sorry again, guys. I am Hispanic, so certain words, like I roll my R's like a Spanish person. So I enjoyed it immensely. There we go. I liked it a lot. That shit
Okay.
was
There you go.
dope, son. Is that
Oh,
better?
There you go. There
hey,
you go.
hey, hey, Papa, what you talking about, man?
No
Wow.
habla inglés. No.
¿Qué? No, papi.
All right.
Papi,
What about you, Chris? Did you like the movie?
Uh,
here we go.
I gotta give a yes or no. I can't go back and forth. So I will say yes, but there was some parts where like, what the fuck? Seriously? You know what I'm saying?
Why? Why did you feel that way? Just out of curiosity.
There's two parts that I'm sure we'll get into where I was like, dude, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm just gonna say it, you went back to your daddy's house. You just got chased by a fucking whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the fucking guns at? Because you got him in there.
Well, he ain't been
But
there.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
His dad was a hunter.
Yeah, but I don't know if you noticed in the background they dropped it in context clues that his dad went into the woods and disappeared.
Mhm.
And if you go off of how they left in the beginning of the movie, it was his hunting pack. Like he wasn't a gun crazy nut. He was a hunter. So essentially, a hunter would carry most of his equipment in his hunting pack. So he got lost with that. Just like later on in the movie, when the neighbor's son, who I called it immediately, I was like, that guy in the hunting shed, that is the kid that his dad purposely talked about on the CV radio earlier.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like
Okay. So for me,
Yeah.
I like the movie. I really like the movie, but there are a couple things in there that I watched. I was like, why did they do that? Like, why?
Yeah.
I think there was a much stronger movie in this movie, but some of the choices they made kind of pulled away from it. But I actually liked it a lot, and I like the fact that it wasn't a werewolf movie. That's what I was expecting with it being Wolfman. You know?
Okay.
but I think we were having this debate because I went with a buddy of mine yesterday, and we both came to the conclusion that it wasn't a wolfman. Sorry, it wasn't a werewolf. It was a Wendigo, based on the fact that they saw sightings of it in the day.
Yeah.
And one of the lore things is that you need for a werewolf is the moon has to be out and
Yeah.
it has to be a full moon,
Yeah.
and they revert back.
Yeah.
This was more like based on the lore that they described, the little context that they gave in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
This was more like a Wendigo because they talked about the original people on the land and all that stuff. And immediately, as soon as I saw
She's
it,
got black.
yeah,
No, but I mean, okay. So the reason why I brought that up is when I went to watch the movie, I assumed it was going to be a werewolf movie. Like, I didn't know any context or anything like that. So when it started developing, I was like, oh no, it's not a werewolf, which I actually liked because I don't know, in 2025, I don't know if depending on what the movie is like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch a motherfucker turn into a werewolf for one night and then go sell insurance the next morning. Like it's just
like damn it, Sharon. like, what did I tell you about shopping at Target?
Oh,
because what was your initial reaction when you saw it? Because it seems like me and Marcos had like overwhelmingly positive reaction to the movie, where you're a little more on the fence. So
yeah, because it started off really,
not
really
enough
good.
pussy.
No. The pussy that was in it was stupid as fuck. Who's gonna go start a fucking truck in the middle of the night knowing you're getting chased by something?
But you need to get out of there,
bro.
You wait till the fucking morning. The house is barricaded up.
Well, here's the reason why. Before it was obvious to everybody, including the little girl,
She's a dumb blonde white broad. Where's
that
that?
that the dad was not gonna recover from this. The wife is like, oh shit, like I don't want to be stuck alone raising this kid. My husband, I love him. He is sick. I need to get help for him.
Okay, so she was selfish.
No, but
say if it was
we
worse.
don't know what's wrong with no one know at the time. No one knows what's wrong with the dude other than he chewing on his own arm.
No.
But like
We agree.
But at that point, I would have been like, "Yo, there's no saving this man." When he said, I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, look, guys, put yourself. Okay, maybe I look at stuff too realistically. Put yourself in that position. Are you gonna go? Like, okay, I guess she would have found a battery with some jumper cables.
Yeah.
But like, if something just chased you to the house, reach through the door because I think this happened. Reach through the door, grab your husband. So something's clearly out there with some power.
That was after. Reach
That
to
was
the door,
after?
that was after.
Yeah.
I believe
Okay.
that was after. Because that was the first time they actually saw.
No.
was chasing her.
It was before because he came down from the attic.
No.
Am I right?
No.
No. Because
No,
after
no.
they got back
The
in
wolf,
the house.
the spoiler alert, that was his dad. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peep that out.
And-
Like that too.
Of course, yeah.
yeah,
They showed the tattoo.
That was his dad. And honestly, I didn't even think the dad was like meaning them harm. Your man
What are
popped
you
up
talking
with,
about?
hey, look at this. What do we know about wolves and dogs? They're very territorial. So he didn't show himself until he crossed his property line. Because your
Come
boy,
on, man. That dude,
Okay.
the wolf
Okay.
man don't got blueprints talking about this is where my property line is.
no, but it's like this is his territory.
I'm coming after you.
This is territory.
Hold on,
You
wait.
Karen now? You
Hold on,
Karen?
wait.
You stuck on his land?
Wow. but let's think about this for a minute. Because even with that being said, when his dad is there, because let's go back to whatever's knocking in the attic door or the upstairs closet. You know what I'm saying?
No, that was
a
a
spider.
tarantula.
That was a spider.
That was his
his-
his earring. His
hearing.
his
His
hearing.
He's
his
Hispanic,
hearing-
so you got to give him a second. He can't pronounce the H sometimes.
This guy.
Okay.
Hola.
His hearing was messing with him because he was transforming. He
Yeah,
was
okay.
hearing like a dog.
Okay, so even if that's true, when he came downstairs, did he hear something jump off the roof, which was his dad at that moment?
What jumped off the roof? You talking about?
When
When?
he came downstairs after the tarantula scene, and his wife is on the couch, and he says, "Shh." And don't you see his dad come down off off the roof? Or
No,
just
his
walk into the
dad was
yard?
outside. The only time his dad went into the house is after he jumped off of the greenhouse and
Yeah.
attacked the dad, and he thought the dad was dead, and the door was open.
Yeah.
And then the dad snuck in while the guy was like, this is the only part that I found hilarious is every time he looked at his wife, and like in my mind, it was like, yeah, I want to say I saw this on what's that Cartoon Network show with the claymation Robot Chicken.
Okay.
But when he was like, Linda, I love you, and then the girl kept saying, it's like you guys need to leave. I don't know if I can control myself, and all they're saying is like I'm gonna.
Oh man.
But no, like so. I mean, okay. So the story is you got a kid who was out in the woods. Who his dad lived in Oregon. It's kind of like a homestead out in the woods somewhere.
Yep.
And he's taking him out into the woods to go hunting. First of all, this little kid ran off. Now, if I'm the dad, I'm reacting the same exact way. Hey, man, stay by my side in the woods because if you go running off, you're gonna get hurt.
Yo, you know what? I thought that was some punk ass shit. Like the man got in his ass so much that he left as soon as he's like, "Oh, I hate you." But then if you think about it, this is all the nature versus nurture. Your man had those genes in him when he pulled that little girl. Was like, "What I tell you?" But then he was like, "Oh, hold on."
Yeah.
But no, so okay, so you have this dad. So then the son leaves, and then 30 years later, they hint at it. There's like something in the woods, whatever. There's like animals out there, so you essentially think it's just wild animals or maybe a crazy bear. But then 30 years later, the dad is declared dead, so he's got to go back to the homestead to pack up his dad's stuff, and in doing so is when he gets into this whole mess.
But the way that they did it was slick because he said they finally declared my dad dead.
Mhm.
And then they had mentioned it briefly, like a half a second in the comment, because I actually had to go and pull up a cam for it just to rewatch that scene.
Yeah.
He says it in a throwaway sentence saying like, it's been so long since my dad disappeared. So it wasn't like his dad was dead. It was like, yo, this man has not been around. Like, I think it's 4 weeks in certain states. If you go missing for 4 weeks, they legally
Bro,
declare.
7 years.
It's 7 years?
If you can't be declared dead after 4 weeks,
Like,
bro, you might have just
complete
went to the fucking mall and just fell asleep.
For 7 years.
I'm just saying, back in the day, you could move 3 miles away and start a whole new life just because there was no internet.
No, 'cause nobody give a fuck about you.
But no,
They
okay. So I
felt-
mean, okay. So if you had that kind of relationship with your dad, like, what are you feeling when you have to go when you find out your dad's dead? He goes, I realized that you and the daughter, the wife and the daughter, are the only family I got left. So like, Bob, but if you have that kind of relationship with your dad, do you willingly go back to collect all his stuff as like one last?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think he was going back to sell the property. You don't show up with a moving truck for all like, oh, walk down memory lane. I thought he was going to take what's valuable and then sell the property, either be it to a neighbor or to something. He wasn't there just on a happy-go-lucky visit. Like I've never been like like when my dad passed, I didn't go to his place like with a moving truck. Like I went over there and like saw the place and
Yeah,
like
you were looking for all the sazon and the
like no like. And then why would you go immediately? If you think about it, if they would have just been like, yo, let me sit on this for a couple weeks, none of this would have happened.
I mean, I feel like
I don't know.
I mean, just reading not between the lines, but on my own interpretation of it. Obviously, I would think that him and his dad didn't have a good relationship. His
No,
dad
didn't.
Clearly,
being over-
he left for decades.
being overpowering and all that other good stuff and everything. So he left like without the intent of coming back.
Yeah.
But like he
And-
said on the steps talking to his wife, now that his dad was on or either on the dinner table, now that he's gone, he wishes he could talk to him.
Yeah.
First of all, you having your son grow up in a homestead, that is insane.
Well, it's only insane to you because you go to the bodega. Like if you grow up raising your own, like getting your own meat, growing your own thing, like it doesn't sound
That's
that
normal.
crazy. That's close to Chris. Chris
about
is
to say,
very
dear-
close to that.
I want to say deer walk in my backyard all the time. The only reason I don't kill him is because I don't know how to clean him.
Yeah, right.
I'm so serious.
Only reason Chris
But-
don't kill him is because not
But
pork.
also, can we talk about that generator? How on what type of power did that generator run? Because it looks like they used it daily.
I don't know. I have no idea, bro.
That's a big ass generator. That's damn sure. Had a kickstart or whatever it was.
Yeah, it ran the house, the barn.
Mhm.
That had to be like the closest thing that I can remember. In Dominican Republic, there's rolling blackouts because by design the power stations in Dominican Republic, there's two of them. There might be more now because it's been 25 years since I actually owned property there, like my family did. We used to have a generator that ran on diesel fuel because you would have to be prepared to run for at least 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
And the generators that we had can run for like, I think 72 hours straight without you have to fill it.
Yeah.
So, but also where they were at, it didn't seem like they could just run into town and get diesel fuel. So I'm like, I don't know that much enough about homesteading. The only thing that I watch is Extreme Homesteaders. My wife loves that show where the guy whose shirt he looks like Dog the Bounty Hunter's like granddad.
Okay.
He's like a homesteader. And as the show progresses, he wears a white collared shirt, big like collar. And then as the show, his buttons start getting unbuttoned until like it's like damn near his belly button. And it's like, big Texas wannabe dude. It's like it's hilarious. And they never use generators. They're always like these people just live without power.
Yeah, live
It's
without
like-
power. They use candles. They make light, fires, all that shit.
I mean, that's like something the Amish community. We have to really live off the fat of the land, so to speak.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm sure I could do it. I don't know if I'd like it, but I'm sure I could do it.
yeah, that's like that'll take. Imagine you can't have a phone.
I could give a fuck about my phone.
I'm gonna say that's a relief to me.
That's last week for Chris.
Well,
That's not like it's
so Rock, can you survive without having like your tools of the trade or sewing machine or
Bro,
anything
listen,
like
if I'm
that?
a homesteader, I ain't worried about making wrestling tights.
Nah, so I can be like, where's my rice maker?
I know.
I gotta boil this shit now.
Exactly. I'm probably worried about like tillings of fucking wild rice and shit like that more than anything.
Oh man,
Speaking of edibles, what y'all drinking?
Oh,
that's not edible, but still.
It's edible. Liquid calories.
it's a
Okay,
bigger portion of my orange drink.
The orange juice.
That Chris refers to as what, Chris?
The cheeks juice.
Your cheeks.
The-
It's always the same flavor. Is that just your favorite flavor, or is that all
It's
you got?
orange. It's orange tangerine. It has a little bit of a. I don't want to say kick, but it has like it's a little bit bitter, so it's not too sweet.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is my favorite flavor because no Mio does not make like half and half, which is like lemonade and sweet tea. They
Mm.
sell them as
Oh, you mean
separate flavors.
what is it, like a Arnold Palmer?
Arnold Palmer, yeah.
Yeah, nobody makes it, and then when you mix it, it's like the flavors are fighting each other. They don't like to play nice, so
Hmm.
I stopped wasting my money on that. So I just get this.
Yeah.
My wife went out and got some, and she thought it was on sale, and ended up getting five. And then when she checked out, they charged her this. It's $8 for like a thing of this because it's concentrated,
Yeah.
like by drop, and she ended up spending $30 on that. She was like, "God
That's
damn it,
you know why she spent it? Because she wanted you to get those cheeks.
this guy." So what you Mikazi?
She was like, I,
I
need
got
to
no.
keep
This
my
is
husband juiced up.
this is that Target Viagra.
Look, if I ever meet her, I tell her this is all jokes. No disrespect, I swear.
Hell
You
no.
know what I'm saying?
This is Chris's natural thoughts. He wakes up in the morning, he just thinks cheeks.
Chipmunk cheeks. You
What?
know,
Oh, the Rescue Rangers. I was like, check my cheeks. It's like,
No.
God damn, dog.
oh man.
I'm drinking an Athletic Brewing IPA.
Nice, nice. Is it non-alcoholic or is it alcoholic?
Of course, it's still dry January, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, since the Lord has blessed me with a lazy day, even though my job situation does it every day, um, I'm sipping on some 19 Crimes.
Nice.
Red wine Cabernet.
I don't
Wow.
really like
Why did I think
red wine
you
like
know
that, but
what?
19
I
Crimes red wine is
apologize.
actually pretty good.
I
No,
apologize. My feelings.
trust me.
I thought you were drinking on some like yak. My man pulled that.
First of all, that's very racist. Second of all,
That's why I apologize. I apologize. That's
No,
why I
you,
apologize.
you're not wrong. I'm just.
I'll be the one with the yak.
Did you watch Dave Chappelle's monologue on Saturday night?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Okay, so no need to apologize. It's New Year. I'm trying to turn a new leaf, but the world keeps saying it's not that time yet. You know what I'm saying? It's too soon.
All right. Speaking of too soon, right? This is one thing I want to talk about in the movie, and I don't know if it hit y'all the same way, but I feel like that's the scenes when they were in the city before they left to go to Oregon. I feel like they added those in after the fact because they thought the relationship between the husband and the wife was shit. Like they it didn't feel like they had any kind of chemistry in the movie, like at all.
I feel like they wanted to show how it was a struggle for the main character to be a loving parent.
By which main character? Because the dad was a loving parent.
No, but like he had a dark side. Like you saw how he flipped out. Like he was trying to be so opposite of his dad, but his dad's personality came out of him with the little girl. But he found a way to curb it and like have this, I forgot what they call when a response and command with her. When you're like, okay, when he feels like he'll speak to her about it, he'll apologize and explain, and then to like pacify the situation or to have a moment, which is amazing. If you go to therapy, they teach you that especially in couples
They
therapy,
didn't teach
they're
me
like,
that in therapy. They taught me I wasted my money.
well, in couples therapy, they always teach you that even if you can't get past even if you can't come to a resolution, you got to come to an actual place where you could both agree, like a sponsor, like what is it, call and response, that you both are like, we're gonna detach on this issue right now.
Yeah.
And basically, that's what he was doing when he was like, "Hey, what do you think I'm thinking?" And she was like, "That I love my little girl," and that was like, they got past that moment. It wasn't like she's gonna be like, "Well, Dad, you don't love me." That's why they had such an amazing relationship, and that's why the wife, like, she later on admitted she was like, "I'm scared to like be without you," because he's like, she felt like the relationship that she had, she felt that's what most men feel like. I guess I'm not a dad myself, so I can assume it's like, man, like, the child only wants you, like I'm just here, and that's how she felt. But he also had a little spice on him when your man was like, hey, take that call in the next room. And I'm looking at the apartment, I was like, what next room? In the bathroom? Like, dog.
Well, Chris, you probably can relate a little more than me and Marcos. But how like the way the dude was parenting in that opening scene, like, I mean, not opening scene, but like when they
Mhm.
were in the city, like, what would you think of all that?
Honestly, I mean, I could probably relate more, but I feel like Marcus, I don't really like know your personal life all that well, but just like the vibe from how we talking, I think we all, the three of us, have like a family heart at the end of the day.
Hmm?
You know what I'm saying? So when it comes time for the dinner table or family night or movie night, whatever, it's like this is what we doing. So let's just say your spouse walks in, trying to handle some business, and you're setting the table. Like, hey, baby, just take it out there real quick because we're setting up. It's a selfish thing. Like I thought she was a prick in my opinion because I actually felt the man. I'm in here cooking, even though I'm in between jobs, whatever the case may be. I understand you had a hard day, but dinner's done, food is done. Like once you walk in these doors, leave on the outside, sit outside. In my opinion,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, so here's my thoughts on that. I think, I think they made the movie, right? I think they made the movie, and it started from when they was in the truck. Like they did the whole wilderness shit. Then the next scene was like they were in the truck driving to Oregon. And then they realized after from that point on, like, hey man, you know what? The husband and the wife, their chemistry ain't it's kind of shit. So let's add on an extra scene or two to maybe give a reason for why their chemistry isn't great. Because throughout the movie, all the shit that happened in the beginning, that scene, the city scene, me personally,
There
I
was
don't
no
think it really,
callback. There was no callback.
yeah, it didn't really play into the rest of the movie other than the touching the forehead. That was it.
Well, she
Mm.
also said, I, you're my best friend." Like she talked to him when he was sick, when he was like doing his whatever seizure thing, and he wasn't understanding her. She was basically the dialogue, even if that was filmed over, the dialogue matched like her being remorseful over how things were earlier.
Listen, I know she said those words, but did you feel the emotion?
Well, I
Be
can't.
honest
I
with me. Be honest with me.
she's a good
No,
actress, but I can't. She came off as the same character as she was in that Netflix show that she's on. I forgot the name of it. It's about selling drugs and all that stuff.
well, Ozark.
Yes, she was the blonde chick from Ozark.
Huh, I know she's familiar, even though I only
Yeah.
seen like 2 episodes of Ozark, but still.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like if okay, so like the way she responded, the way she was talking to the husband when he was going through his shit, like did it come across as a loving wife?
No, it didn't
No.
come across. It felt like an honest to real couple of people that were struggling. Like
Hmm.
that conversation, like me being as a person that's divorced in a second marriage, that conversation was real for me when he turned. It was like, "Yo, are you happy?" And
Oh shit.
he sat there and talked about it. She was like, she thought about it. She didn't go like, "No, I'm fine." It was like, and that's when he was like, "What do you want to do?" And then she did the math real quick. It was like, "No, no, 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 no. Like, let's remain together." You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't. She took the better of both evils. You know what I mean? Like, she
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I can't be
Okay.
like."
Okay. And this is okay. Maybe this is me overthinking. Okay,
Mhm.
but this I'm comparing what feels real versus what would have made a better movie. Okay. And in that sense, yeah, that conversation they had kind of felt real. That kind of felt like real people problems. But in the context of the movie, I feel like she should have been just more instead of them being on the rocks. I actually thought it would have fit better if maybe she was a new stepmom who's having a hard time dealing with a new daughter that she can't connect with his daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, that's
And if you go that and if you go in that direction, he's like, yeah, I get it. Like I understand. It's hard. Like I got to go pick up my dad's stuff in Oregon. Like come with us. We'll do a whole family vacation, and it'll give you time to spend with her and just get closer to her. 'Cause it didn't feel like when they talked about how they were on the rocks, they didn't know if they were going to make it, whatever. They weren't doing good, but that didn't play into the rest of the movie at all.
I mean, he was trying to leave her multiple times when he turned. Like this
No, but
man left.
I'm
because
saying that
he
yeah, but I think he's leaving because he's trying to be
protective.
Yeah.
protective, trying to get away from the situation. But like the whole idea of them being on the rocks and maybe not making it, it didn't play into the emotion in the rest of the movie.
Maybe they
I
just
think-
weren't good. Didn't have good chemistry as actors.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I mean?
thinking.
Okay, either that or maybe just want to show the fact of even though they didn't have good chemistry or even had a solid relationship,
Yep.
like when shit hits the fan, it's like, you know what, like push all that other shit aside
But yeah,
because she did try to save him
yeah,
in the
but did
middle
you
of the
get
night.
but did you get a feeling that like when push came to shove and shit went down, like it brought them together? I didn't get the feeling that it brought them together.
It couldn't bring them together because he was already being separated. She
No,
was trying. I think she was trying to bring it together.
no, but what I'm saying is, I think okay, and then maybe it's just it's the way the movie was built, but like I felt like if you were gonna bring up the fact that they were a couple on the rocks, then by the end, at some point near the end, you got to feel that like they're closer, even though maybe he's turning into a wolf or whatever at the moment. You got to get that moment where you feel like emotionally they're closer together. And I don't
Yeah.
think I ever really got that feeling. I don't know if it has something to do with just the
I can
dialogue
agree
or
with
whatnot.
you,
What?
but I also have a little bit of more background because in every
Why?
iteration that they've done of the Wolfman or Wendigo or anything like that, it's the guy like it's not going to be a happy ending. It wasn't like he's not going to turn back and be normal again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like their fate was sealed. Like I think the goodbye that she said was when she was crying next to him. That was an early goodbye, but I think that was their final goodbye
I,
as
I
them.
I agree. I just don't feel like it was as heartbreaking as it should have been.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's my take. It's just that if you bring up the fact that they're on the rocks in the beginning of the movie, I think that moment where she says goodbye it should be like really heartbreaking. Like I don't want to see you go. Like I can't lose you, kind of thing. I didn't feel that. I don't know if it was the dialogue. I don't know what it was, but I didn't feel
It,
that emotion.
it could have been the chemistry, and I also think the script made it so it was more of a loss for the daughter.
Yeah.
Like it was a parent child relationship. Like if you think about it, like the remorse he has for not being around his dad, and he said to his daughter, like, I feel bad that now I can't talk to him.
Yeah.
When I chose not to talk to him before, now the option is gone. And the fact that, literally their problems father and son, like turned into this monster battle,
That
which
was my next question. Oh, go ahead, Mike, I'll let you finish.
no, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's my next question or even statement. What if we look at the movie all wrong? What if it's about him and his dad's relationship? Because the fight isn't between some random wolfman that we thought we saw in the beginning of the movie. It's him and his dad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And even when they're fighting inside the house, his dad grabs his son to drag him out. And even when the wife is hitting him, he doesn't straight attack her. He's just trying to feel out the situation. So what if we got the wrong intake? What if it's really a story about father son
Well,
or parent child relationship?
I
if it
think
is cool, but I think what I'm saying is I don't think to me the relationships that were built up, other than the daughter and the dad, and even that wasn't that strong. I just don't think the relationships that were built up weren't strong enough to sustain the idea that like you're losing a family member out in the wilderness like that. Oh, yeah, I didn't feel the emotion that I thought I should, even though I really did like the movie.
Hmm.
Yeah,
yeah, it could be some themes that they could have brushed up on. And I know you guys disagreed in the beginning. I think it was a territorial thing.
yeah,
Like
Hmm.
I think the wolf thought he was the alpha of his dad was the alpha of that area, and then he saw another, and it was like that's who he took issue with immediately.
no, but I
Like
mean, he went after the truck. Remember the dude, the hunter?
yeah,
Hmm.
I think it was a male thing. Like think about it. He went after he never once, if you think about it, he never once, outside of them running as a group, attacked the girls at all.
Yeah.
Think
Hmm.
about that. Like all the violence that was persecuted was was against either the son or them trying to take something of his. Like he didn't go in and try to kill anybody because when she opened the door, remember when she was trying to start the car next
Hmm.
to the son, he ran past that window, so he could have grabbed the wife out of the car immediately, but he chose to jump on it and then stop them from leaving with his shit. I think subconsciously, like although they were like, oh, and then if you think about it, and I kept asking my homeboy this, I was like, yo, I think the wolf was scared of them because you saw how scary they looked in his, in his perception, with the glowing eyes and their facial features were distorted. So,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm. I don't know. You, Chris, what do you think? What do you think about Marcos's hypothesis?
Honestly, I think we all have different ones, and I don't feel like any of them are wrong.
Yeah.
So it tells me it's bad storytelling from the producers.
Well, it's just I think I don't
It might have
mind
been-
it being like leave it up interpretation, like however anybody feels about the movie. I just my issue isn't necessarily with the story or anything. It's just the acting. I thought if you took away the whole the whole stuff within the city and started off with them going to the homestead and then building up the relationships from there, I actually think there's like a stronger movie in there. Because I just didn't. I was waiting to see how that whole them being on the rocks and that part of their relationship, like not seeing eye to eye. I was waiting to see how that played into the story, and it just didn't play into the story at all.
Yeah.
You know?
But I'm still gonna probably see it again.
Yeah.
And honestly, like the one thing that I thought kind of felt awkward was the aggressiveness of his childhood friend.
Yeah.
Like when he got in the truck, it's like, oh, you feel. I was like, yo, like what kind of conversation is going on here? Like,
Okay,
Yeah.
Chris, what do you think about when they ran into the fucking dude with the shotgun?
I think it was more of like because he remembered him and he didn't. The friend remembered. I can't think of the main character's name. He remembered him.
Yep.
And he's like, I was a childhood friend. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, you remember the rules, right? With the law, they don't be around here after dark.
yeah,
Which, of course, they say that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which I think leads to the whole Wolfman thing. But they never say like, the lights are down, this, that, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like,
the
yeah.
main character's name is Blake.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. So I feel like you came back after all this time for what? Who knows? You're definitely in the wrong area, but I'll show you how to get there.
Yeah.
And
No, okay.
yeah.
Okay, but I kind of
And-
agree with Marcos in the sense that like he was shifty for no reason. Like he was shifty and he was kind of like he made you suspicious of him, but again, it didn't lead to anything.
No,
Yeah, like do you think he was on the cutting room floor? Like you think there was more scenes with that guy?
I didn't feel like he was suspicious. I feel like he was how city folks feel about country folks, country folks about city folks.
But this ain't a city folk. This is
No.
somebody he recognizes.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like you don't belong in these parts.
No, but if I see you after 20 years, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, oh shit. Like, it would be more like a oh shit. Like, okay, I remember you. It wouldn't be like, so what are you doing around here? But I'm just looking for my dad's driveway. That's not his driveway.
Well, that shows how long she. That's all.
And I'm like, why are you so suspicious right now, bro?
Like, why are you so mad at me? I got lost, dog. Like nothing works here.
Yeah,
Like
I
I,
mean,
think it
'cause-
was more admonishing him that he changed, and he was like,
like
oh.
you don't belong here no more. This ain't your place no more. You
no,
know what I'm saying?
but I thought it brought a little too much suspicion towards his character for no reason. If he had been, a shifty person that was maybe stealing his dad's stuff, and we found that out, then okay. But because it never really got that far, I thought it would have been better if it was like, oh shit, I haven't seen you in years. Kind of thing. And he goes, no, your dad doesn't live here anymore. This is actually mine. But like the road to your dad's place is blocked. I'll take you there in a second. And then they go that way. The talking in the car will be a little less creepy.
I thought he was gonna like rape the family. I
Yeah,
was like,
me
he was like,
too.
oh, you got a pretty little girl there. And I was like, what?
Yeah, because he came across like he was going to do something to them, and I don't think it needed that at all.
Yeah.
Because I think if they were in a nice conversation, catch it back up, like things have changed around here. All of a sudden, that motherfucker pops up in the street and they go off the cliff.
First
that
of
would
all,
have been a lot more impactful, even though it already was. But
after that scene ended, I guess because I'm an old man that lives with real world problems. I was like, God damn, he lost his deposit for that truck, and he's gonna have to deal with all this legality of the truck off the side of the tree.
that's Chris. I didn't pay for the insurance, the $6 insurance.
Yeah,
No.
like, God damn. Yo, I hope he did. I would Blake. Well, the person, his name is Blake, and his dad was a prepper. I'm pretty sure he paid for the insurance.
See, my issue with that whole scene was, like, I live in the country. Like, you don't take your eyes off the road at night. I don't care. You
Yeah, but
just
he's a
don't.
city kid. He's a city kid. He don't.
But see, that's why I have a huge problem with that because as long as I've been away from Massachusetts, it's right. You go back a whole lot more than I have.
Mm-hmm.
That's look. If you took me to Suicide Hill right now, I can still tell you how to climb that son of a bitch,
Yep.
and that was damn near 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but okay,
Some shit you just don't forget.
yeah, but in context of the movie, he wasn't a kid. He wasn't driving around the time he left. He was a little kid, so he wouldn't necessarily know the rules of the road there, kind of thing. You
Well,
know.
so
I'm
what
just
you said? That's just what you say. He left at 10. He
no.
had to
I'm
be at least
saying he might have
18 when he
left at an
left.
earlier age. I don't
I
know.
think he left after his dad killed his dog. That's my opinion.
Like
Like I knew
meat's
that
pretty
dog's
scarce
fate
this year.
was
Oh
sealed
man,
when the dog was like all happy and he was like, "Oh, smiling at the dog." Dad was like, "Dog's making you weak."
that's the beef jerky.
All right, so what did you guys think of the design of the Wolfman? Because that was one of the big issues when the trailers first started hitting. A lot of people were kind of upset, thinking like it didn't look right. In my opinion, because in their mind they were thinking more werewolf look.
Hmm.
What did you guys think of the design?
I was in. Because you know why? He kept the pants. Like Universal Wolfman to me is always somebody wearing pants. Like, you know what I mean? Werewolf is different. Like werewolf full beast,
Mm.
Lycan. But I feel like what we got was Wendigo type deal. It was a deviation. It was more character driven story. It was practical special effects. I enjoyed it. They did a good time, and it wasn't like a vampire movie. The guy just like, oh, and it wasn't like a 30-minute like hair here, hair there. Like it looked painful. Like my
Mm.
man, like you know what I mean? And then like he's discovering a lot more. I like the point of view of the of the Wolfman or Blake in his transformation. Like it gives you a lot that it's not like this craziness. The tarantula, first of all, that tarantula was huge.
Yeah, I had a shot
By
that son.
itself, it was huge. It was
That's dinner,
as
bro. That's
big like
dinner.
this big. Like
That's
it
dinner.
was like
In Cambodia, tarantulas are a delicacy.
Look, you don't
Tastes
live
like
in
crab.
Cambodia. Just say,
nah, but I'd be scared of a delicacy that
nah, fuck that shit.
What about you, Chris? What'd you think of the Wolfman's design?
I actually liked it. I liked the transformation of it.
Yep.
Um, because like I said, I actually was guilty of thinking it was gonna be like a werewolf type situation.
Yep.
You know, as we've seen in other movies, but no, it was more like him transitioning to an animal. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even like him gnawing at his own wounds when his foot got caught in the bear trap or whatever, he chewed it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I actually no, I could dig the look. I think the look was going to part with it. Like, I don't
I
have a
like
problem.
I like the idea because again, once you figured out that was his dad, that was the other wolf guy, and you saw like it looked like his dad was like further along in the transformation than he was. I like the
Mhm.
idea that it was something that's gradual, that just keeps going versus something that happens, like you said, like in 30 seconds, all of a sudden you're a full-fledged like wolf or some shit like that.
Mhm.
So and I like the fact that like as he was going further along in his transformation, like his kid and his wife's were becoming a little more inaudible, becoming a little more scarier looking to him. And then his vision was getting better because there's that one scene where like it's dark as shit, and then the daughter and the mother are looking and it's just black, but then it
Oh
goes to
yeah.
the Wolfman's point of view and he's looking at them like clear as day and shit.
yeah, I
Mhm.
thought the lights were on. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Was she
Yeah.
on the radio?
Yeah.
And he's like in the corner, he just pops his head in, and she's like, "Are you okay?" First of all, I again like last time in juror number two, we proved that I was a horrible person. Uh, in Wolfman, and I love Lily with my entire soul and being. But if I walked in and I saw her gnawing on an arm, and like I've seen too many movies to be like, oh, I know what's happening. You know what I would have done that I thought that they were going to do because I didn't think the outer Wolfman was going to factor in after he went outside and fought him. When he came back into the house, I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be a battle of like surviving this dude. I thought that she was
Mhm.
going to trick him to go into that locked ass jerky room and be like, "Hey man, this is what you gonna be for until we get up out of here."
Bro, I eat some weird shit. I
Yo, he
ain't
grabbed it
eating
like,
just meat.
like what is?
I ain't eating just meat left in a fucking closet for Lord knows how long.
Yeah. Yeah. For real.
Shit was gross. He's like,
Look,
it's my dad's old jerky.
like how old we talking here? You know what I'm saying? Man.
God damn.
Oh,
What would
man.
you do? Well,
Man.
okay, if you were in this situation, you were stuck, your kid, your wife, whatever, and one of y'all's transforming into an animal. How are you reacting in the situation? Chris, you go first because you're a little closer to home for you than the rest of us.
Like I said, first things first, I went and found. Like I said, first things first.
No, you don't understand. Chris lives in the fucking wilderness.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Equalizer, just
Yeah.
out there.
Can't nobody bother me. I don't bother them. You know what I'm saying? But nah, first things first, I'd have found the fucking firearms. I mean, I don't know. Like I said,
Chris, I don't think you got to think about it. OG hunters only have the one that they use.
I don't know anybody that lives in the woods with only one pistol, one firearm at all.
Well, you don't think about it. He didn't have a pistol. They both, even his friend had a high-powered rifle.
I mean, but even him as a kid had a rifle. Find your kid rifle. It's got to be in there somewhere.
He probably sold it or.
Listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't know how long they were in. Like it did a good job of like showing that they didn't have all the time in the world to go like, prepare and get everything ready. Like they got to the house, he put a bookcase against the door for some reason. They just looked at him like, you think it's gonna hold?
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
and then he was like, "Bitch, shut up."
But that's what I'm saying. If you hear something hitting the door that was just chasing you, first things first is arm yourself. Find something.
No, I get
kitchen
it.
knife.
I get it.
The wife grabbed the kitchen knife.
Later on in the movie, that's the first thing I got to grab. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I love
Marcos,
the fact
how
that
you react to Marcos.
Oh man, I'm first of all I'm shitting myself because
all right, Marcos ain't going to the woods.
Like it's
this
supernatural.
Whole, this is Marcos. The whole movie would have happened in the projects.
First of all,
what you mean,
I've been to West Virginia where we've been in a cabin that's been that far up, and I've been like shitting myself the entire time. Like, bro, what is going on here? Why are we here? Like, my phone don't work.
Well, you don't like the wilderness?
Yeah, I'm about to say, for real, you don't like the wilderness?
I like going camping and all that stuff, but it doesn't mean that initially when I get there, you know how many scary movies I've seen in my mind, like in my lifetime, for me to know that this is how shit happens.
Every time,
just don't do stupid shit.
Every time Marcos goes camping, for some reason, there's a lot of Yeti sightings. I don't know why. Just maybe it coincides.
Me running around my dick out.
I think Bigfoot's Puerto Rican.
Marcus is like, it's my time to be free, goddammit.
Shit. They're gonna be like, hey, we got breaking news, new evidence of Bigfoot. He's Latino.
All jokes aside, I would have not made that trip without a rifle. But
without something.
Yeah, like that, like the fact that Blake did not carry anything with him up there.
Yeah,
like nothing. I thought like clearly this guy is a very good actor, but if it would have been an action star, like somebody that's had some action background in his career as an actor, 100% the guy would have been like, hold on, and then like reach into the cab of the truck, like risk his life to grab the rifle that he brought, like, you know what I mean, like, and then like this would have been a completely different movie. He would have probably chased the person and been like burned himself where his hand was cut. It's like, we have about 2 hours before I turn, or something stupid like that. Like, let's kill him.
I think portraying him the way they did showed off that he was like, he kind of just lost connection with his whole wilderness background. He was a city slicker now. Yeah, so you're going up there with a U-Haul. If you're going there with your own 4x4, yeah, I get it. You might have a fucking rifle looked up in the back, all that shit. But he rented a U-Haul, thought he was gonna be there for a couple hours, and then shit went left.
First of all, a couple hours. I was thinking, I was like, is he gonna have his little girl move stuff? Because that is a whole house moving truck with no help.
Yeah. I don't know what he was planning on doing, but I'm saying it didn't seem like they were planning on being there, like, all day, or at least, for a full day or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he said a couple of days when he talked to his wife on the steps.
Oh, yeah. He said, we're going to go out there for a couple of days.
That conversation.
Actually, he said 2 months. He said something like 2 months, right? Because someone said, are you here for a long time? When they asked the dude, how long you guys here for? She goes, not that long. He goes, oh, for a while?
Okay, yeah.
So... But again, that you don't need that kind of, maybe it's showing off that they're not on the same page, but it made it look like the other guy was like, all right, yeah, I'm about to sneak into this house and like steal all your fucking turnips and shit.
But
I don't know what they
turn up,
was trying to establish
but
with him being that creepy and shifty.
the whole thing that was kind of weird that conversation was completely uncomfortable was when they were sitting in front of her job. Like this man is like, yo, come on. Like she obviously doesn't want to go. And he's like, come on, take time off and blah blah blah. But one thing that we have to establish, and this is the feeling that I got from the movie, even though they didn't explicitly say it, I felt like he was still the breadwinner, even though he was not writing right now. Like I think he was the
Yeah.
more successful.
Yeah,
Because she was more hungry of like, oh, like he was like, nah, it's for my kid. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like they were broke. Like he was like, he wasn't stressed. She was the one that was like trying to make it about her career that she had lost or whatever. And your man is like, yo, we still good. Like, I don't understand you.
You notice it was weird because like when they were talking to the dude in the car, like he asked him what he does now. He goes, "Oh, I'm a journalist, whatever, or a writer." And then he goes, "Okay." And then she just kind of jumped in, "Oh, I'm a journalist too," or something like that. And he looked at her like, almost like, "I ain't
Bitch, I didn't ask
asked
you
you.
shit.
I ain't asked you why you putting it in there." But again, it's little things like that. Then they just didn't pay off in the end of the movie. And I'm like,
like when he was like, I'm between jobs, he didn't sound like, oh man, I'm broke. It was kind of like, yeah, I'm just waiting for whatever. Like I'm chilling right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like I take my daughter to work. Like it wasn't like this guy brought her like a home sandwich. It was like she just didn't feel like he's happy where he's at in life.
yeah.
And she was not at all.
All right. So do you think Chris? Oh, so the Wolfman's at Chris's house.
Shut up. I thought I heard somebody pull into my driveway, which is weird.
No, he smelled it. It smelled like fish.
Come on.
All of a sudden Chris is gonna be like,
what's this?
hold on, I'll be right back.
Said, what's this? Smells like fish.
All right. So do you guys think there's going to be a part 2 with the way
No.
the movie ended?
No.
I think that they have the right to explore part 2.
Listen,
Because we never like they can leave it as is, or they can explore part 2 because there's very logical threads that they can pull on that weren't addressed.
listen.
Who infected the dad, and whether or not the mom or the daughter got scratched at any point.
No. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay. Fuck all
But
that.
I don't think.
No, fuck all that. The mom at the end of the movie, the mom and the daughter are in a fucking valley somewhere. Ain't no civilization around. Oh yeah, this is a beautiful picture, but you ain't got shit around you.
You ain't got
So
no
to me,
food.
part 2 is, hey, we got to get out the woods.
Like, yeah, maybe.
And if there's more Wolfman,
But we don't know because now they over in maybe there's a whole ass fucking community. They got like tax people and farmers and all that shit.
I'm about to say, didn't the opening monologue or something, or say something about there's been sightings or some virus or whatever that was released into the woods.
Face of the wolf.
Yeah.
With the
No, I think
Aboriginal people.
there's enough room for a sequel. I hope they build the emotion up a little more. That's all.
Man, do the Usher and let it burn. Stop at number 1. Just leave it where it is.
Chris knows all about
I'm still gonna recommend this to people. I liked it. It was enjoyable. It was a character-driven movie. It wasn't like. Did you guys see Benicio del Toro Wolfman?
No, but I wanted to.
I saw half of it.
It is a very gory, like traditional Wolfman, like half werewolf, half like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Good deal. Like,
So what you gonna say, Chris?
I don't know. I slipped my mind. I keep like I'm hearing something. Honestly,
you keep hearing.
It's the snow. I'm telling you, it's the snow. The house is creaking. Old Saint Nick. He's
Saint Nick my ass.
Got to the house a little late.
a little late my ass. What the fuck you bringing to me right now?
Kwanzaa Claus got there a little late. Final thoughts on the Wolfman. Chris, you go first.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I think it just came back. This is how I had an next question. Do you think it should have been in theaters or just straight to home?
I think it should have been in theaters.
I liked it in theaters because
we like theaters in general, but do you think it should have been in theaters?
I say yes because I feel like there was okay. One of my favorite parts of the movie is I thought the tension and the suspense was actually done really well, and
Mhm.
like you know, doing that in if you have a full theater, there's a couple parts where I can picture an entire theater jumping on shit like that. So like, I actually think that was warranted being in a theater.
Yep.
Okay.
You know, this ain't no.
I
Go ahead.
the bass and everything and the sound system in the background. Like the theater that I normally go to is a Cinemark theater,
Mhm.
and they do really
I
well
know
of
why.
having the speakers
Oh
behind
no,
you.
I thought you go to Cineapolis.
No,
Cineapolis
no,
is
no.
a Mexican movie theater.
Listen, I do want to go to one of those movie theaters that you could sit in a bed.
I ain't
Have
watching the movie. I do that.
I know.
I'm
Well,
going.
just put on Wolf of Wall Street. Let me do my business.
Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
No, but okay, yeah. So I think it deserved to be in theaters. How about you, Marcos?
Yep, I think so as well. You know, I do what I normally do, and you guys will probably make fun of me. When I watch a movie that I know has jump scares, I kind of like pull down my hat and like lean back because I think I'm gonna have better reaction time than to be like, ah.
Oh,
I ain't
let
never
the
done
scene
it.
take a little longer to get to the eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, like I ain't never. I know it sounds stupid. I've
Oh
never done
gosh.
it, but I've been like in the same row as a grown, bigger guy than me. Like I'm talking about like bodybuilder type dude. Just be like, oh,
That's the best.
like, and it's like you can't hold that back. Like you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mm.
Like
At the
it's
movie
just
theater I was in, there was a black girl to like a couple seats to the right. She had a blanket with her. And when that fucking windshield wiper went and they showed
Yeah.
the Wolfman's face, all I heard was, "Oh Jesus!" That was one of my
Oh
favorite.
man.
All right, yo, final
like
thoughts on the Wolfman, Marcos
Um.
or Chris. You go first.
Oh yeah. Final thoughts. Like I said, I still go back and forth with it because I don't think it was a bad movie. I do think that some things could have been done differently, and I just feel like there were really, really two stupid parts in the movie. Not finding something to protect yourself, and going to start a car at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning when you're being chased by something.
Yeah.
Sit your ass still and chill out. Just shit. That's not. But yeah, I don't know if I
Okay,
recommend
just
it,
but hold on, Chris.
but
But
I'm not
out
gonna
of
say
curiosity, what do you think was going to happen if it become daytime?
you can
Wolfman would
see
still
a
be
whole
out
lot.
there.
I mean, maybe so, but at least you can see. You got a better chance of seeing some shit.
I
You
think
still
that
got to
was the
start the
whole.
car.
I think that was the whole reason why Blake said, "Hey, let's wait until day," because I thought they did have a better chance surviving. Because remember when they were up on that perch when the dad sent him as a little kid, like get up there.
Mm-hmm.
What saved them was that there was other animals that don't come out at night, like the deer was like
Mm.
walking around chilling, and the fact that he killed the deer, like you know,
Yeah.
like you could tell it was an actual animalistic hunting. It wasn't like like you know what I mean. Like it was more animalistic, which I enjoyed,
Mm.
instead of it being just a senseless monster that's just mauling. Like
Yeah.
you know, like if it would have been a werewolf movie, the werewolf would have like killed the deer and then ran back for the other people. Like
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the this iteration, like it took the deer. That was his prey. It was gone. It was like I came out here just to do this. Like I ain't come out here to like kill a little boy and a gal. Like, you know, I'm
Man.
hungry.
So
Yeah, for
Marcos,
real.
What's your final thoughts on the movie?
I think it was a great movie. Was it perfect? No, but I like where the direction they're headed. Hopefully they'll be able to build upon it.
Hmm.
And I also like the fact that this is the first movie where they completely abandoned the concept of, oh, we're building a universe. Like we had a discussion yesterday that the Wolfman from Benicio del Toro that was supposed to be the starter of the Universal Dark Monsters, and
Yep.
then of course the Mummy with Tom Cruise, and then I found out later, and I had to do a deep dive in researching the Invincible Man, the one in 2020,
Hmm.
was supposed to be part of that
Mm.
dark universe. I
Yep.
was just like, wait, what? And then they just completely in the pandemic was like, we're done. They
Yeah.
were supposed to
Mm.
give us so apparently this was I thought my homeboy was bullshitting. Dracula Untold
Yeah.
was
The one with
that was
fucking
supposed to be that Dracula of the universe. Even though it was supposed to be a standalone, that was the guy that they were gonna bring back to be the Dracula of this
yeah
universe.
Luke Evans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Luke Evans.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I really like this movie. I like the tension and the suspense. It was a welcome surprise. I didn't realize it was gonna be as suspenseful and as like just just that eerie feeling. Like I didn't know I didn't think I was gonna get that with this movie. And yeah, I was took me by surprise. I really liked it. Again, I think maybe there's a better movie within it with different editing and stuff like that. But I actually really like that. I'm curious to see where they go with it. I'm curious to see if they expand on the universe or they just make it like about the mom and the daughter. But yeah, I liked it a lot. I think people should go see it. I think I love the fact that it wasn't a werewolf movie because that's what I thought it was going to be. So there's a lot here to play with that they can hopefully turn into something unique.
And my one takeaway: the two children in this movie, the flashback version of Blake and his daughter, were the smartest kids I've seen in a movie quite a while. When
I
the
don't know.
little
You didn't
girl,
watch The Last of Us?
yeah, I mean, but in Last of Us, the girl was. I'm talking about in a movie.
Okay.
The little boy was really good at hunting, even though he scared the crap out of his dad. But the little boy, as he didn't miss that figure in the sniper scope, which was like the blur figure of the first guy that they saw. And then the little girl turned to her mom and was like, "I love my dad," but then she was like, "Yeah, he's not well. Like, he wants you to put him out of his misery." I thought the little girl was gonna be like, "Let me touch him," and then he's like, "Rah!" Like kill her. I was like, he was like, "Nah, mom, kill that man, kill that motherfucker."
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. No, this was good. Welcome surprise. All right, well, that's the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Once again, it is your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
Your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Ford Delta.
Your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid, the man on the couch that never leaves.
All right, check us out next week, or where we will have a new movie that I think is Chris's choice. So we won't talk about it now, but Chris is gonna pick it out. We'll see what's up. He says it's
I don't know what the fuck it's gonna be, but I'm interested.
It's gonna be some B movie with a lot of nudity.
Yeah.
Hey,
Make sure you check us all out on socials. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok that went away and came back. I don't know. I don't use TikTok just for the podcast.
so just make sure you got your jergens.
The Mark Henry of social media. He's like, I'm retired. I'm back.
But yeah, we'll be back next week, man. Catch y'all later.
I'm a warrior.